All right, so today we're going to talk about right triangle trig. So just a quick review. With right triangle trig, we have so katoa, right? Some people write it this way, so katoa. And so what this means is that the sine function is going to be using the ratio, the opposite side over the hypotenuse, only in right triangles. The cosine is going to be using adjacent side, or the side adjacent, over the hypotenuse. And the tangent function is going to be using the opposite side over the adjacent side. And so it's been a while since you've used that, but we can use that to solve problems like this. So for example, in number 1, given some value, 3 comma y, and that's a positive value. So if I go right 3 and up some distance of y, this would be 3 comma y, and I need to know that the angle measure is 70 degrees. So up here, straight down, this theta is 70 degrees. So I know that angle measure, theta, is 70 degrees. They want us to use this information to find y. So I went over 3 and up y. So our coordinate point, 3 comma y, I went right 3 and up some unknown distance. So we want to figure out what is this unknown distance. Now, we have to remember which sides stand for what. So from theta, our longest side, the side opposite of our 90-degree angle, is our hypotenuse. So that's our hypotenuse. The side opposite, so if I drew a line from my angle theta, and whatever side it would hit, opposite of that, this is the side opposite, leaving the side adjacent to be the side right next to or adjacent to this angle. And so adjacent would be the side next to it that's not the hypotenuse. Now, there are 2 things that I need, right? I'm given 3, but I need to find out what y is. And so meaning I need a trig function that's using opposite and adjacent. And that would be the tangent function. And so in my calculator, I'm going to say, okay, I have the tangent of what angle measure, 70 degrees, equals what fraction? What does it equal? Well, it equals opposite over adjacent. So it equals opposite, which represents y, over the adjacent, which represents 3.
Logan K, you have a delivery in the main office. Logan K, you have a delivery in the main office. Thank you.
Go Tigers. So, in order to solve this, if I want to get y by itself, how do I get rid of this 3? Well, instead of dividing by 3, I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. So whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. Well, in my calculator, what is 3 times the tangent of 70 degrees? And so in my calculator, 3 times the tangent of 70 is going to be, let's do 2 decimal places, so 8.24. And so that would be my answer. We're saying if I went to the right 3, and I had an angle measure of 70 degrees, then my height had to be approximately 8.24. We can find that using right triangle trig. Now let's take a look at number 2. So over here, number 2, we're given some point, x comma y. I'm given that theta is 38 degrees. So I know that, hey, this is going to be 38 degrees. I know this is x, I know this is y, and here's my right triangle. I also am told that the hypotenuse is a distance of 20. Well, it would be helpful to know that this is the hypotenuse. So my hypotenuse is a distance of 20. I need to find x. So I'm given some random x, some random y. All I know is that I have a 38-degree angle, and I'm told that the hypotenuse is 20. Now, if I just want to find x, I need to figure out the other side. If this is a hypotenuse, well, the side opposite of that would be right here. So this is the side opposite, leaving this x value to be the side adjacent. So which trig function uses the adjacent, the value I'm trying to find, and the hypotenuse, the value that I'm given? Well, if I go over here and look for adjacent hypotenuse, that would be cosine. So cosine uses the ratio adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. So we're going to say the cosine of this angle measure, so the cosine of 38 equals the fraction adjacent over hypotenuse. So equals x over 20. Now, again, my unknown is in the numerator, so how do I get rid of dividing by 20? Well, I'm going to multiply both sides by 20. So whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. And so now to find what x equals, I now just type in my calculator 20 times the cosine of 38 degrees, and I get 15.76. So, given a 38-degree angle, and given that I had a distance from the origin of 20, I can figure out that this side adjacent to that angle is going to be 15.76. And then if I wanted to, I could use another trig function to find y. I could use a Pythagorean theorem now with our x value and the hypotenuse to figure out our y value. You have multiple options from there.